cool dude. You know, we were talking in the DMs. I like the way he's going. And just as another podcaster, journalist in the space, I just wanted to bring you on and hear your thoughts about this.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a busy morning for sure. Organized crime apes, what's up?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? So for everyone, just kind of give a brief introduction to who you are and we know what your platform is.
Yeah, for sure. I go by the mayor in the Web3 world. I am the host of the NFT and Chill podcast. It's kind of taken on a life of its own. It's getting pretty popular, which I'm only like 13 episodes in. So, thank you to everybody who's listening and subscribing and leaving reviews. It's huge. I appreciate it. I'm also the community manager for Basefish Mafia NFT, a contributor for whendrop.io, Web3 consultant. Sorry about that. A Web3 consultant for GuidePoint Global. I think that's all so far.
So many hats.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I wanted to hear more about Wendrop because I'm on Twitter as well. My Twitter is Wizard Crypto. For those who don't know, it's crypto with a 0. And I've been in numerous spaces where we spoke about, I spoke with Phil and other people that are in Wendrop. So just tell people a little bit more about that platform.
Yeah, so Wendrop was created by Phil Baca and Squirtle. A couple, I'm probably leaving some people out, but it is a platform where they're trying to bring all the tools that we use that are scattered everywhere, like, drop calendars, rarity, snipers, seeing if the team is like verified, if they're doxed. It's just going to be a platform with a bunch of tools, information, education, and just content about the NFT space and Web3 as a whole. And it's put together, with the community in mind. So it's going to be completely free to users. Check out the site. It's just getting going right now, but it should be up and running soon. The Discord is up. There's tons of information in there. We'd love to have you. But yeah, you've came on the graveyard shift. Wendrop Wednesday, which is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's just a lot of cool content that we're trying to bring the community for free. So.
Thank you for that. Go ahead, you about to say something?
How did I get on it?
Yeah, but I think my co-host had a question. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I was just about to comment because I think that's a smart move for the project in general, because yes, it is true that these different website resources, rarity and et cetera, drops and stuff like that, like you said, drop calendar, bringing them all together. Continue. I gotta handle these pups. I got my wolves out.
For sure.
But yeah, just to add to it, I was liking what you were talking about because I'm assuming you are on Twitter Spaces, so it's nice to have someone else that's also in that space, kind of bridging the gap into Instagram, where there isn't that much genuine alpha being put on this platform. It's more so the high sales, the whale sales, and this and that, and it's kind of like, okay, it creates this kind of space where people who want to get into the space, they look and they're like, damn, I don't have 200K sitting on just in a wallet where I could just throw it into the ether, So it's important that people like us, we're bridging that gap and bringing the information to people in an upfront way where they can regurgitate it, understand it, and better have a better understanding of the space as a whole.
100%. I'm a digital marketer, social media manager. That's kind of how I broke into the space over a year ago. It seems like a lifetime now, but I believe in using everything you have. So I was on Instagram very early with NFTs, and they'll eventually integrate with Web3. It's coming, so it's good to be here regardless. And just reaching out. Might not be a whole lot of people you can touch here, but there are people who are interested and a lot of new people looking to get into NFTs that are on the Instagram platform. So, the fact that you're here, I respect that. And I thought that was very cool. So I'm glad you reached out for sure.
No doubt, bro. we're big on collaboration. There's no need for competition in this space. You know, everyone's trying to get it in their own respect. So why not collaborate and all just become together as one and, um, just preach that message and that energy. You know, we can see it with ourselves, even the big time blue chip NFT projects that are, modeled and looked after, even collaborated. Yuga Labs, they took on Meebits, Larva, and Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, and everything else. So that just goes to show when you collaborate, you have a better arsenal to deliver to an audience.
100%. I mean, the biggest thing in the space is it's like the new frontier. I mean, we're creating what's the future, and that's why when you're on Twitter or on Instagram, or you're supporting people, support creators, support people who need your support, but also will appreciate your support. I mean, like, supporting and riding on celebrities and influencers, they don't even notice that you're supporting them. Or do they even care? Are they going to answer your DMs? Are they going to talk to you? Are they going to bring you up in their spaces? No, they're not. You're just another number. You're just another way, another retweet. You're just another fan riding, their stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So supporting regular people, supporting, creators, artists is incredible, and they appreciate it tenfold. I mean, I answer all my DMs. Everybody should be welcome to speak. Supporting people who actually need it is super important in this space.
Exactly, and oftentimes when we're running spaces, we hear, "Oh man, it's great to have a space where I can speak," and it's wholesome and heartwarming where people really want their voice to be heard. There was someone that we spoke with, my co-host Dodge. I forgot the guy's name, Doctor. His name is Dr. Wu on Twitter, and it was an elderly gentleman. He was around 62 years old, and he was just expressing the fact and importance of inclusivity, but in the sense of we all have a voice. Sometimes there's spaces where it's 228 speakers, and you get lost in all those numbers that people are not going to bring up everybody. There's bots, there's trolls where they're going to want to request, and they probably get up before you because they're spamming the request button. So I agree. It's a big thing to want everyone to have a say, because that's how you can keep everyone engaged the way you and I are, and have that same motivation in the space.
Yeah, and that's how we bring new people in, and we people who wouldn't normally have a voice. When they see people up speaking that are like themselves, then they think they can do it too, and that's huge as well. I mean, education is super important, and people who've been in this space for months, years, are ambassadors to this space and should treat it as such. We need a lot more women in this space. We need a lot more people from all over the globe. I mean, decentralized cryptocurrency can create not only financial freedom, but freedom as a whole from, oppressed governments that are oppressing them financially. Countries that are underdeveloped, they can go around what's happening in their country through cryptocurrency and decentralization, and they've been doing it. I spoke with a project called 400 Drums. They're going to be on the podcast in the coming weeks, but they represent the Inuit population in Canada, and they're super oppressed by the Canadian government, and they're using NFTs, Web3, and crypto to bring themselves up and create freedom for themselves. And I think the awareness about that is important as well.
That's amazing.
I definitely think, and just to add on, since I've been stopped by my dog's rug, but I definitely want to chime in with what you guys are doing. I think it's big. You guys touched a little bit on marketing and being in the Instagram realm. I think that's huge. Like you said, there's a lot of people who are interested, but we're meeting because as you know, TikTok is it goes by age ranges, right? You go on Facebook, the demographic is a little older. Instagram is in between, right? It's a mix. So that's why I kind of stood on Instagram and kind of reached out, because of face to a name. Like you said, you're building rapport and credibility with a lot of people. And I think that's number one, because there's a lot of skepticism when it comes to the NFT world. So, if we can bridge that gap where people start feeling comfortable and trusting us as ambassadors, right? Because I, for one, have been in this NFT realm for the last 3 years. my boy up here, same thing. So it's like, meeting another person, another ambassador for the who speaks the same language, it just makes me happy to know that we all have one common goal, and that's just to help the community from being oppressed in Canada, or from going through stuff in India, or for going, it's just different parts of the world that we can touch. And I think it's we're in a crazy middle ground kind of, because bigger corporations are now coming in and they're like, well, we want a piece of the pie, so we're trying to stay away from any big pharma, big corp, and just kind of stick to the community and building that awareness and building these different funds, scholarships for kids, and just different things. So I definitely 100% agree with you in the direction you guys are going. Hopefully down the line, we could make something happen where we all talk about this, probably on your podcast, and probably make this a whole episode if possible down the line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's just going to be big, man. I definitely look forward to, hearing more from you. I'm definitely going to tap in. Send me all the links if you can, and I'll just join in. And that way, I'll be more involved with your project, help you guys out wherever I can. But yeah, definitely you guys on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why supporting people, that aren't celebrities, companies, corporations, influencers is so important for making this space, learning from our mistakes in Web 2 and, fiat currency and all that. That's why it's super important. But yeah,
100%.
like you said, TikTok, Facebook. I mean, Facebook has kind of fallen a little bit, but Instagram, I mean, all of these platforms will eventually integrate with Web3 and NFTs. So, carving out a space and being on here, putting out great content is super important for sure.
For sure. And two things I want to touch on that both of you mentioned. First, I want to touch on the fact that we need more women of feminine energy in the space. For those who, there was some issues with my live stream yesterday, so sorry to those who were trying to tune in. But the interview is now live on YouTube. You can go watch it. And some of the topics we spoke about kind of resonate with this conversation now, in the sense that the need for feminine energy in some places, not only is it, fact, and we have to support our women, but it's also statistically true that when women are involved in certain endeavors, there's just a better plan that happens. I believe the example that was used yesterday by Ryan was, when it comes to investing, you give women a certain amount of money and you give men the same amount of money. The difference in how they manage it and what they use is completely different. Men will, sadly waste their money faster, and women would utilize it better. So they have a better long-term viewing of things, and that could help for businesses, NFT projects, whatever case may have you.
Yeah.
So,
and plus you want a more diversified voice, not only in, the space as a whole, but in communities. Having a female voice or a non-binary voice is better for, everything as a whole. I've actually had, I think there's 2 episodes on this on my podcast. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to create awareness, bring a lot of women who, have carved out a good space for themselves onto the show, so that more women can hear them and know that they can, join in as well. That's huge. So the women that are creating social equity and, building themselves up are super important, because, they become, not, I guess, role models, but it shows that, people like them can jump up and step up as well.
especially, and it kind of ties into, especially, I'm not going to get political, but it ties into what's going on in the current climate now, when it comes to just not governance, but just having a say. Women need to have a seat at the table, because it can't just be a round table of men trying to distribute information and opinions for the whole. You need to have inclusivity, non-binary, women, whatever the case may be. Veeam, thank you for showing love and popping onto the live. Veeam is the platform that we were highlighting yesterday. We spoke with the founder. They encapsulate that whole idea of having feminine energy, and they empower creators as a whole. So definitely check them out. Check out their interviews to learn more about them. But much love, and I appreciate you guys joining. Another topic that I spoke with Ryan about was, we mentioned Facebook groups. and how and you mentioned also about how these platforms will soon be integrating Web3. And his example was there can be ways that you can have a Facebook group, and there's always, we have family members that are dedicated. They're the most loyal people when it comes to Facebook groups. They have the most opinions out of anybody. Those could function as, mini DAOs, and a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, for those who may not know. And they could just work in a way that's not talking about just photos and JPEGs, but bringing awareness to a certain aspect. These nonprofits and different charitable organizations could utilize Web3 technology in distributing resources and funds to overall bring a better community.
100%.
Yeah.
So I actually have to roll. I have an interview with a blockchain agency, but I would love to jump on anytime. That I'm invited for sure. We can talk more. I was hoping it would start at 10 this morning, or I'm in Central Time, but
No, for sure.
But yeah, you're in Austin, right, or in Texas?
I'm in New York, but we do have our executive associate. He's in Houston, so if at any given moment, maybe you guys. He's actually in the chat right now. You guys.
Well, no,
could
I'm in
maybe...
Alabama right now, but I think I met a couple weeks ago for DecentralCon Austin and CoinCensus Festival. I'm asked to be a speaker there, so if anybody's in the Texas area, I'll be at DecentralCon Austin June 7th and 8th. So yeah, it should be pretty cool. But I think they said they were going as well. So I'd love to be able to connect and meet them in person for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. I'll make sure that you meet one of us in there, because anytime you meet myself, my co-host, and anybody that's associated with the Token Talk, it's almost kind of like the same person, just different faces. So that's the biggest thing about it and what we take pride in. But I thank you for joining on, and I apologize for the time issue. There was some issues, but thank you for joining on. We're definitely going to connect more, and I look forward to speaking to you more, bro.
Definitely. If you guys are jumping on tomorrow, we can pick this up then. So yeah, thank you.
For sure. Much love, bro.
Much love, everyone.